Well, that's all well and good if you've got rich parents like Donovan and Harry obviously have. Well, I came from a poor working class background, so does that mean as a kid I wouldn't have had anything to ride? No. Look at this little beauty. This is Hyosung's 250, their latest model, and it goes for a quite staggeringly low price of 44,900 Rand. You can even get this on 72 months finance. So after they've loaded it with interest, it's probably still well under £1,000 a month. How's that for a bargain? Now, bargain normally means blur. This definitely isn't blur. Just look at it, it looks fantastic. This horizontally mounted shock, we've got upside down forks. Now you don't see that often in this 250cc class, and this is a 249cc single cylinder engine. Even the clocks, they're absolutely fantastic. They wouldn't look out of place on a Ducati. So if it looks so good, surely they've cut the cost somewhere else. I mean, the engine and the chassis, are they going to be rubbish? Well, let's find out. It doesn't mean that at all. It's a lovely little punchy motor, and with a claimed 28 horsepower or so, which is quite believable, it actually gets a bit of a shift on. I don't actually have enough road here, but I've seen 160 on the clock, which is 100 miles an hour in old money, and that's pretty quick, isn't it? Quick enough for a teenager, I'm sure. Mind you, most teenagers aren't quite the lard arse I am these days, so there's probably 180 k's an hour to come out of the little 250. Which, when you consider the very modest power output, isn't too bad for a bike that weighs only 138 kilos. I'll tell you what, 45 grand is not a lot of money, and when something's that cheap, normally it's pretty rubbish. But this has got really good build quality, the suspension isn't sloppy like you'd expect, the motor's punchier than you could ever dream of. I mean, really, what an absolute little gem of a bike for, well, let's be honest, next to no money. It must be a one of a kind, surely. Except it isn't, because look at this. We have what is perhaps an even more beautiful 250. This Megelli 250R, 249.6cc, so it wins the capacity war, I reckon is even better looking in a really nice Italian kind of way than the Hyosung, and guess what? It's 7,000 Rand cheaper as well. That makes it 38,000 Rand on the nose. We've also got the sport suspension. We've got, in true Italian style, a bit of casting work and trellis pipe work for the chassis. It's got a trick set of clocks with a bit more analogue features and a really radical racing position. It's red, it's Italian, it's bound to go well. I can't wait to find out. First impressions of a bike are always pretty important. What I noticed straight away on the Megelli is I can't see anything in the mirrors. But that's more than made up for by the sound of a really snatchy rear brake and a tasty little 250cc single-cylinder four-stroke. Well, the engine isn't quite as punchy as it is on the Hyosung, but I tell you what, it's got a proper rorty exhaust on it, so it sounds quicker, and that's just as important when you're 18 or 19. The handling's not quite as good either, and I have to say some of the details, like now going around a tight corner, whoops, your fingers get trapped between the fairing and the handlebar, which is not too pleasant. These are the sort of details that won't bother a teenager much though, especially when the bike's as red and as beautiful as this. And
makes cool squealing noises. The problem with 250s, though, is you just have to go flat out everywhere. Again, that's not a problem when you're a teenager, and neither is the fact that it's only got 26 horsepower. Not a lot, but again, enough for 100 miles an hour. That's quite a lot of speed for not very much money.
But what it does have going for it, it's cheaper, it's possibly even more beautiful, it's red, and it's sort of Italian. It's called Megelli, but I think it was made in China. But the Chinese have got a thing for red as well, eh? Little red book, communism, all that sort of thing. Hey, there's the thing. It's a communist bike, which just means you'll have to share it.
And let's be honest, you're going to be doing a lot of sharing once your mates see you on this bright red, gorgeous little 250. Let me tell you, there's nothing clever about being a communist. So let that be a lesson to you.
So, as you can see, lovely little bikes, the 250s, and unfortunately for these rich kids, they're probably going to have a problem sharing your Austrian horrible things.
Yeah, but let's be honest, you get what you paid for. Isn't that right? I mean, those KTMs are fantastic.
They are very nice, but I'll tell you what, you normally expect the sort of cheaper bikes to be a bit lacking in the looks department. But I've got to say, there is not. I would have all of those bikes in my garage very happily on the way they look.
Yeah, the KTMs particularly are amazing looking, but even at the other end of the scale, that 37,000 rand for the Megelli, well, you wouldn't guess it costs so little, you really wouldn't. Talking about costs, we're going to just cover a little bit of news before we go to the ad break. In terms of costs for Aprilia's new capo nord, you may remember we told you last week, Cayenne World are now the official importers of Aprilia, so they've got a couple of special deals going on. $159 for the new capo nord sounds like quite a nice introductory deal.
It does indeed, and don't forget also that Bavarian BMW in Centurion, they've still got their special deal on new R1200 GSs. If you buy one, you get a free 2-year service plan, which saves you quite a lot of money in the long run.
It will. Don't go away, we'll be back shortly.